Hello, my name is Gramps. I've been hyperfixating on Neopets for 16 years. And today I'm going to teach you how to shop in the Abandoned Attic. The Abandoned Attic is a shop that only works if your account is 3 years or older, so I'm very sorry to new Neopets players, but anybody who's returning with an old account or has been playing this whole time, like myself, this is a great shop to restock higher rarity items if you're not so good at main shop restocking, or if you're shop banned, or you're just looking to switch things up. And the regular restocking video is its own thing, so keep an eye out for that. But today we're focusing on the Abandoned Attic. So, for accounts that are 3 years or older, the Abandoned Attic restocks items that are rarity 80 or higher, so your higher value items. Some stuff is junk. You'll have to kind of keep an eye out and start to look up item prices to kind of get a feeling for what's going to sell and what's not, but it can be a very profitable experience. I believe you can stock up to 5 items a day from the attic, so it's a nice little thing to do throughout the day while you're doing other stuff. So this is what my screen looks like when I'm stocking in the attic. I've got the attic pulled up here, and then I also have an Excel sheet that I made myself to keep track of what times the shop is going to restock. So the way the attic works is once a restock happens, the shop cannot stock again for 14 minutes. If it doesn't stock after 14 minutes, you have a potential restock every consecutive 7 minutes. That sounds really confusing, and it's not fun if you're trying to count it manually all the time. So I put together this Excel sheet, which I am going to link in the description so you can use it yourself. It's publicly available. I made this so that I could put the time in of the last restock in this blue column, and then it would generate for me the next possible restock times up to around an hour after the last restock, which I have found seems to be enough time in between. This will be available for you in the description. Another really good resource to get yourself familiar with the Abandoned Attic is the Jellyneo guide on the Abandoned Attic. I will put that in the description for y'all as well. Jellyneo is, I'm pretty sure, officially endorsed by Neopets, and they have written guides for everything you can imagine. So I will link that guide as well. I reference Jellyneo constantly. As a player who's been playing as long as I have, I still reference Jellyneo for everything constantly. Item prices, item rarities, guides for different games, everything. So I'll put that in the description as well. So I have footage here. I filmed the last time I was restocking in the Abandoned Attic so I could get some real-time footage for you of how my refreshing pacing goes, how kind of quick you need to be to buy the item you want, and then what an average restock looks like. So you'll see in the footage I'm about to show you, when all the items pop up, I can identify for you, I think there were about 3 items that were really good and profitable, and then the rest was kind of either barely profitable or junk. So that's kind of something that just comes with time, but let me show you that footage. Okay, so according to my Excel sheet, the next potential restock is going to happen at 17:59 military time. So at 17:59, you're going to see me start refreshing very casually, maybe every 3, 5, 7 seconds. When the character at the bottom of the screen changes, that's when you know I've hit refresh. So I'm refreshing. I refresh for a full minute after the time that I'm expecting. I give it a minute of refreshing to see if it's stocks in. You'll see why, because it doesn't stock in till nearly the end of my minute of refreshing. Now, when the stock pops up, you'll see how quickly I go for the first item that I know is worth a profit. I see that mummified scroll and I go for it immediately. I know from experience that that item is going to be worth a lot because it changes the stats of your Neopet. And the battle dome is getting more and more important right now, so I know anything that's going to affect stat points on a Neopet is going to be a nice expensive item. However, there are 2 more items that didn't even catch my eye that are worth even more. So when we first loaded in, at the top of the screen was a book called Calculus Basics. So something to note when you're stocking in the attic, The way that the items load in goes from oldest item to newest item. Sometimes you'll see those old books pop in. You know they're old because of the clip art. And Calculus Basics is an old, high-rarity book that's worth over 2 million Neopoints right now. So that was the real prize of this restock. And then further down the list was a wearable item called Uni Knight Top Armor that was worth about 800k as well. My mummified scroll, I believe I'll probably sell it for around 700k, so I would say it was the third best item in the restock, but I got it, so I'm happy. I do want to show you one last thing before we end this video, and that is the Jellyneo Almost Abandoned Attic guide page that I talked about at the beginning. I think there's a really valuable resource on this page if you're feeling a little overwhelmed about deciding which items are worth buying and which ones are not. Something you can do is you can come to this page, this guide page, and there's a button here that will tell you every single item that could possibly stock in the attic. If you come to this page and sort by price, descending, you'll be able to see all of the possible high profit items that can restock. And then I would say go somewhere in the middle and just kind of get a look around. So you'll see lots of stamps. I did see this item, Theorist Tier, restock the first day I was in the attic, and I was like, what? What is this? But all kinds of stamps, dolls of the fairies, expensive pets like the croc, some of those old books we were talking about. Just take a look. Just you know, go through a couple of pages. Get a feel for the expensive items of Neopets. There are a lot, and you will fail a few times, but I promise in the end, you will profit. It will be worth it, and it's fun. I think that's gonna do it for me. Thank you all so much for watching. My next restocking video is gonna be your main bread and butter shop restocking. So get excited for that. That's going to be fun. And I really appreciate you all. Good luck in the attic. Happy restocking.